Hi everyone, I'm Red Herring and this is a quick look cup versus cup comparison video of the two cups listed in the title. I'll be going over cup information with photos and also video clips to see and show how they stack up against each other. I will leave links in the description below for where you can find these menstrual cups. However, you might be able to find them on other selling platforms. And if you're looking to contact me, Red Herring, you can find my Facebook and other social media information in the description as well. Check out my channel if you're interested in more menstrual cup information, cup versus cup comparisons, and personal reviews. Please give me a thumbs up if this video was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe. Hi everyone. First off, I wanted to say thank you to Leilani who requested this video, and also, yes, Adam, it is your fault. This is my Diva Cup, and I purchased mine online for $34, and I don't think that included shipping, but the original price on this cup is about $39 to $40, and you can find this cup on several different selling platforms. eBay and Amazon and several different shops online carry this cup. I've also seen it on the Target website here in the United States, and I think Walgreens had it on their website, and CVS might have them in stock at the store. So this cup you can find in person if you're looking for it. You just have to check around to your health food stores or Whole Foods. I think the first place that I saw this in person was a store called Marlene's, and it's a health food store on the first floor, and then the top floor they have homeopathic remedies and natural lotions and makeups, and they also carried the Diva Cup plus some cloth pads. This is my Lena Cup, and it is made in the United States. The original price on it is $24.97, and right now you can only find it being sold two places, which is on Amazon and from Bree from Precious Stars. You can check out her Facebook and her channel. She has a lot of different cups that she does reviews and gives info on as well. Both of these cups come in two different sizes, a size small and size large, or size 1 and size 2, model 1, model 2, you get the picture. The Diva Cup only comes in this opaque white, if you will, color, and the Lena Cup only comes in this pink color. Both of the cups come with their own box, instructions, little pouches, but I don't have them in front of me today. And both of them are said to be made out of 100% medical grade silicone. They both have kind of a frosted finish to it, and they are a smooth silicone. I'm going to go ahead and pinch down on the Diva Cup first and pull my fingers off of it. And you can see that my fingers kind of slide over the silicone. I mean, it's not really fast, but my fingers do slide. They don't grip a whole bunch onto that silicone. And with the Lena Cup, it's the same thing. My fingers actually go a little faster over the silicone of the Lena than they do over the Diva Cup. The Diva Cup is a V-shaped cup, and the Lena Cup is a bell-shaped cup. I would consider the Diva Cup to be a medium resistance, and I would consider the Lena Cup to be a firm resistance. I will do a squish test later on in this video, but because they are different shapes, their pressure points on each other are going to cause that reading to be a little inaccurate. So please take that into consideration when I do that squish test. Originally, the Diva Cup came with a long hollow stem, and obviously I've already cut mine off, but you can see that I left a little bit there. There's one grip ring still on the stem, and it is hollow inside. It did move in all directions very easily. I just cut it off because it was stamping onto my underwear. Here is the Lena Cup, and they have this stick style stem, and it is solid in there. It's nice and flexible in all directions, and it doesn't really, it squishes down, so it's not a hard piece, and for me it wasn't uncomfortable. The grip rings on the stem is soft as well, so those hopefully don't give you a whole bunch of problems if you do leave your stem intact. The Diva Cup has a very low seal on it, so if you do need to cut it, you can cut it all the way down to the bottom of the cup and even beyond that. The seal on the inside comes to the second grip ring here, and it gives you an area that you can still cut into and file down if you need to have your cup even shorter without turning it inside out if you don't like to do that. The Lena Cup really doesn't have a seal between the stem and the bowl of the cup, so if you're cutting the stem off of this cup, you need to leave just a millimeter or two of the stem still intact so that you don't cut right into the bowl of the cup and make your cup useless. The Diva Cup has 4 grip rings right under where the stem would be, and they're not raised a whole bunch off of that cup itself. You can see it against the background there. They are nice and rounded, and they are kind of wide rings. I find that for myself, if the rings are too thin, they feel kind of pokey. So the wide rings on the Diva Cup are nice. They feel smoother than they probably actually are. The Lena Cup has 3 grip rings right underneath the stem, and while they're rounded, they have this flat surface and then it rounds, and I hope that you can see that, and it kind of gives this upward grip to it, or backward grip to it. So if I'm holding the cup this way and I go to grab my cup or to remove it, my fingers kind of hook on to those grip rings a little bit. They're not really raised, but because they're kind of thin, it is a little bit more pokey for me than the Diva Cup would be. Comparing the grips using my fingers, I would have to say that I grip on to the Diva Cup grip rings a little better than I grip on with the Lena grip rings. My fingers do slide over these grip rings a lot faster than the Diva Cup. Both of these cups have 4 section release holes. The Diva Cup has evenly spaced holes, so there's one here, 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 and here. The Lena is a little different. It has 2 holes here and 2 holes here. So if I press this cup together, they line up this way, and if I press this cup together, they line up here and here. The holes on the Diva Cup are molded, punch drilled straight in, and here is that. They're not very large. They're not pinholes, but I wouldn't consider them a medium hole either, so they're kind of right between that. The holes on the Lena Cup are large, what I consider a large hole, and they slant off to the side, and I'm going to use a flashlight, and hopefully you can see the direction that it travels. The holes on both of these cups are cleaned up nicely. There's no extra pieces of silicone on them. The Diva Cup has quite a bit of markings if you're worried about an easy cleanup. The inside does say the Diva Cup, and it has the measurement lines and the measurement numbers marked in ounces. Here it shows a number 2, indicating that this is a size 2. And here it says made in Canada with the measurement lines and the measurements marked in milliliters. And I'm sorry about all the spots. I did wash my cup, but I also used a Kleenex to dry it off because I was too lazy to get a paper towel. So I know some people rather have a cup that is virtually smooth on the inside, so you don't have to, rub off. Maybe if you clot a lot, you don't have to rub off any of the blood from those markings. But I've never really had a problem with that personally. The Lena Cup is one of those cups that hardly has anything marked inside of it. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try with the flashlight. It does have Lena Cup, or Lena, I'm sorry, right there at the top here, marked inside, and nothing else. There's not even a number indicator or size indicator, no measurement lines or anything like that. The Diva Cup doesn't have any seams going down the body of the cup. They do have a seam that goes around the outside of the rim, but I can hardly even feel that with my fingertip. It feels like they tried to finish that off really well, and I could barely see it. You would have to really look at it to tell that there was a seam there, and I don't think I could get a shot of that in this light right now. I'm sorry about that. The Lena Cup, they really paid attention to detail. There are no seam marks anywhere. I can't feel seam marks. I can see a little faint line, and you can see it right there, that there was a seam there, but I can't feel any of that. And it looks like there was a seam at the top of this rim, but again, they finished that off really nicely. No one should be able to feel any of those. There you can see just that seem really slight, but I wouldn't think anybody would have a problem feeling any of those markings. If you can feel these, that's one thing. I mean, those are raised off of the cup, but the seams on the rest of the cup is really nice and smooth. They did a really good job finishing it off. Here are the measurements of both my Diva Cup and my Lena Cup. Remember that they are both a size large, and I am taking this measurement from the bottom of the stem to the bottom of the rim. And remember that the Diva Cup has a thick seal, so you can shave it or file it down more than right below the stem. And with the Lena Cup, there is no seal, so you have to trim above the actual cup itself, perhaps leaving a millimeter or two of the stem intact so that you don't cut into your cup itself. Doing my own capacity measurements, here are the numbers that I come up with. The large Diva Cup, to the holes come out to 28 milliliters, and to the rim is 32 milliliters. The Lena Cup holds 30 milliliters to the holes and 35 milliliters to the top of the rim. Here is the back of the cup, so the bowl area of the cup. Please remember that they are different shape cups, so the reading on this may not be too accurate, but I could say definitely that the Lena Cup is more firm than the Diva Cup. And the rims of the cup, excuse me for fidgeting. Thank you again, Leilani, for sending me this request. I hope I covered something that you were looking for, some information that you were looking for. If I missed it, or if you had additional questions, you can go ahead and send them to me on Facebook or leave me a comment below. And until next time, take care, everyone. If you're interested in more menstrual cup information, cup versus cup comparisons, or personal reviews, please check out my channel, give my videos a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching.